Levels of listening. There are 4 levels of listening and have importance for coaches to understand. 1. Cosmetic listening. This you would probably recognize as pretending to listen. That is, you're looking at someone and you might be nodding and adding listening noises such as, or, yes, or, that's interesting. The other person may be unaware of your half listening and may continue to speak. Alternatively, they may have the sense of that which affect their own attention or mood. In normal conversation, our thoughts are often elsewhere. During discussion, we might think about something different from what the other person is saying, or muse on thoughts or ideas prompted by what's being said. Occasionally, you might miss something that the person has said, and lose track of the conversation. Perhaps saying, "Sorry, I missed that. What did you just say?" In some cases, we even intentionally tune out what someone is saying, as our own thoughts feel more important. Circumstances and your intention for a conversation will determine whether you are using an appropriate level of listening. For example, when listening to a child's chatter, telling stories or reliving events, cosmetic listening is sometimes okay and works for both you and the child. However, as you know, it can be great to really listen to children tell their stories, as we are able to step into another, more playful world. It's also a great way to demonstrate your care for a child. When you listen to them properly, they will feel valued by you, which helps build their self-esteem. And if that makes you feel like a better person, then it's probably good for yours too. Superficial listening may also be appropriate when you sense that the other person isn't actually talking to you, they're just enjoying talking, letting off steam perhaps, and require little input from you. Of course, remember to check back into the conversation occasionally, just in case you've been missed. This type of listening does not work in coaching, where your objectives for the conversation rely on you gathering information and understanding. However, most coaches occasionally drift off into their own thoughts, and it's difficult to avoid. If it happens to us as a coach and we miss a key point of information, I recommend we are open as possible. For example, "I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about your ideas for the new job. Can you repeat that last thought?" By declaring that you lost your attention or focused listening, you reaffirm your commitment to listen. So the person speaking knows that your primary effort is upon them and what they are saying. Since most people would acknowledge that they can lose track in conversation themselves, it's something that's normally easily excused. 2. Conversational listening. Conversational listening is the kind of listening that we do most of the time. In casual discussion, we listen, think, talk, listen, think, talk, and so on. Our focus is on the other person, what they're saying, and also on what we're saying, or thinking of saying. The balance between talking, listening, and internally processing information varies from person to person. This balance relates to several factors, including our basic personality type, the nature of the conversation, how we're feeling, etc. Some people talk much more than they listen. Some people prefer to speak less and listen more, and some appear to have a pretty even balance of both. Again, your intention during the conversation affects your listening. A police officer gathering facts at the scene of a road traffic accident is more likely to listen, register, and internally process information before asking more questions or summarizing to check facts. A person giving a tourist street directions is more likely to be doing more of the talking and much less listening or processing of information. For most of us, conversational listening is a natural activity. It requires little effort, is present in most of our normal daily conversations, and can be tremendous fun and really quite energizing. Coaching conversations are not the same as these day-to-day conversations, however, simply because of their purpose. Within coaching, we must develop a deeper, more focused state of listening. 3. Active listening. As an effective coach, you must develop the ability of active listening. As the name suggests, this requires us to listen in an active way, to acknowledge what is being said, restate messages, check our understanding, etc. When you are listening in this way, the following is generally true. Filled circle: you have the intention of staying focused on what the other person is saying, in order to understand fully what they are saying. 1. You are using more effort to listen and process information than to speak yourself. 2. You are mentally registering and recording facts so you can potentially use them later. You might also take notes. 3. You regularly confirm that you are still listening, by making appropriate sounds, gestures, or expressions. 4. You actively seek to understand what the speaker is telling you, by using clarifying questions, repeating or summarizing information back to them, or perhaps making observations or offering conclusions. 4. Deep listening. This last category of listening is unlike any other, in that it goes beyond what it is logically possible to achieve by listening to someone. I have heard people describe good coaches as almost telepathic, because of their ability to listen to and understand another person from insights into what they have said, and even what they have not said. Let me be clear, coaches are not telepathic. But there is a highly perceptive level of understanding and insight that becomes available when you are in a state of deep listening. When a coach is able to achieve this quality of listening, they are able to experience the other person with a sense of who they are, as well as what they're saying. I can only describe this type of listening as a slightly altered state, where 1. You are totally lucid and present to the person speaking. 2. Your awareness is entirely focused on the other person. 3. Your mind is mostly quiet and calm. 4. You have a reduced sense or awareness of yourself. 5. Your state of listening can easily be disturbed, for example by the speaker asking you a question, or seeking acknowledgement of some sort. This state of listening feels almost elusive in nature, in that once you realize you have it and are in it, the thought registers and it's gone again. As you listen, occasional thoughts or insights might pass through your mind, and then you return your attention to the person in front of you. This seemingly higher state of listening has similar characteristics to meditation, in that the listener's mind is essentially quiet and has an attention which is directed and focused. Depending on the type of meditation you practice, your attention could be towards something, such as your breathing or a pebble in front of you, or nothing at all, no thought.